Hi, my name is Roger Schlater. This video is actually about what is a cap rate and really how do you use a cap rate. The video is really about what a cap rate is and kind of how to use it. So if you stay to the end, there will be an example of how cap rates can influence the price of a building. Cap rates are a number, usually a percentage, that you can use to compare income producing properties, even if those properties have different levels of operating income or different valuations. Example of this would be the relationship, an example to a cap rate would be the relationship of a PE ratio to stocks. The PE ratio is a way to compare the value of different stocks and to see how they compare. So a cap rate really does that with income producing properties. The cap rate or capitalization rate is cap rate equals net operating income divided by the purchase price or value. So what is operating income? Net operating income equals all income of the property subtracting all operating expenses of the property. And the operating expenses exclude taxes, capital, principal, and interest payments on loans. So really we're just talking about the main expenses of the property. The purchase value can be for a purchase price or a market value of the property. So if you're going to buy it, it's the purchase price. If you're getting a appraisal, then it would be the value of the property. An example, net operating income. Let's say the net operating income is $100,000. So anyway, that's your rental income minus your expenses is $100,000. The purchase price is $1 million. So then what you would do is take the net operating income divided by the $1 million, the $100,000 divided by the million, and that would equal 0.10 or 10%. So the cap rate is really lower if the property expenses are higher or the property costs more. Keeping those same expenses or operating income. So anyway, usually a lower cap rate is a lower return and less risk. A higher cap rate is a higher return and higher risk. So using our cap rate of 10%, if we keep the operating income the same and just adjust the property value when the cap rate changes, we get a cap rate, a 20% cap rate and we're going to keep the operating income exactly the same, the 100,000. So if the cap rate is 20%, the operating income is 100,000, that would mean that the property value would be 500,000. If the cap rate is 10%, like we just had, we have the 100,000 and we've got the $1 million value of the building. And then if the cap rate is 5%, we still have the 100,000 operating income and the property value would be $2 million. So anyway, you can see how that would work out. I was working at a bank and we were looking to finance a strip center with an anchor tenant. Banks usually finance a percentage of value of the building. The president of the bank thought the cap rate of 15 was too high, so he thought it should be lowered. Well, if you lower the cap rate, the value of the building would drastically be higher. And banks lend on a percentage of value. So really, I don't think the president of the bank understood cap rates, but neither did I at that point. Otherwise, I would have really kind of schooled everybody on it. And what I thought about doing was actually having him agree to do a percentage of the loan with a lower cap rate. Because if you would do a percentage of the loan with a lower cap rate, it would bump that value up. So instead of like $1 million, we'd have a $2 million. So if he did even if he did like 80%, that would be huge. You could cover the cost of the building and you would not put down anything. So anyway, the real reason to use a cap rate is to show the difference in return of several properties and get the best return in the property that you purchase. Usually the higher the return, the higher the risk, and the lower the cap rate, the lower the return, the lower the risk. So anyway, and you can play around with these numbers. They are, and this is really for people that are looking for income producing properties. So anyway, please subscribe if you like this type of business content, and ring the bell icon if you want to know when my new videos come out. Most of them will have a business type slant, no matter what they are. So anyway, please also hit the like button if you got something out of this video. Anyway, my name is Roger Schlater, and I will see you in the next video.